Hello, this is Ahmed, and today's prompt is to talk about something I like at home. And yes, what I like is music, and I'm going to talk about vinyl today, analog music, and what's the difference between analog music and digital music, and what do I like. So I've got over here a very old record. This is from my childhood or when I was teens. It's George Michael Wham. You guys might know. And what's in there? It still has got the vinyl, and each of vinyl has got songs, and each of the song is a track, and each song is that much possible width. And um, you may not have seen that, or you may have forgotten, but at those days you used to have what is called extended play, a smaller version of vinyl. Now, what is in analog music? When you record anything on this vinyl disc, it's analog. Analog means the way I speak, the way you speak, it's a full waveform, there is no cut, and as you hear, right as if someone is singing right in front of you. That's what analog music is. Over the time, the issue with analog music was that in order to produce and stamp music, you have to produce so much of plastic, so much of vinyl, and it was really inconvenient um, for storage, for usability. So there came the whole evolution of digital, and now you have thousands and thousands of songs within a mobile phone, and you hear it through, connecting to an amplifier, or you hear it through the headphones. Okay, now what has happened, that when you listen to the music, this waveform is full, as I mentioned, and with digital, what happens is the waveform is condensed or compressed. When you compress the music, you lose the depth of the music. So for long and long and years, the world has been listening to digital music, which was not of good quality. So what is good quality in the digital music, and how do we reproduce it? Right, here is the answer. This is pure music. This is full music. Okay. So if I want to reproduce the full waveform, what I have to do is I'll have to reproduce exactly in the same way on the digital. If I reproduce exactly in the same way in the digital, it would be somewhat like 386 kilohertz of music and 24 bits. That's digital words, which means the waveform, the sine wave we have, is completely reproduced with very less loss, or new words that has come up is lossless digital. But it's very hard to find lossless digital. It took me about a year to distinguish between the two, and I have both at home, analog as well as digital. The digital does not sound that good until and unless I get at least 196 kilohertz stereo 24 bit, or 96 kilohertz stereo 24 bit, but very hard to find. Where do I find that? You will find that on some of the sites. One is on the digital phone. You can get an app of Tidal, and Tidal subscribes and gives you a high bit rate and high frequency digital sound, which is somewhat very close to what's in the analog. However, what do I like out of the two? After years of listening between analog and digital, I still prefer analog. It is the real sound. However, the usability of digital is more, because you cannot take analog or the vinyl in a car and have a turntable in a car giving you a music. That's the drawback, and that's why the analog listening remains into the nightclubs, theaters, and musical concerts, and also at home. You can take digital anywhere. So what do we do? So you don't, on one way you have very good quality, on one very difficult to get a good quality on this. So what I do, I look for digital, and I look for a high bit rate and at least 96 kilohertz of the frequency. I will normally get on Tidal, or I will have to buy a music DVD. Music CDs, hopeless. Apart from only very few have been released who has the high quality, and that has been done by Sony Corporation. Otherwise, when you go to the shop, don't look at CDs. It's a crap music, according to me. Your view may be different. However, so what do we do? You can, if you have a lot and lots of them, you can convert your analog into digital, into the frame, into the frequency of 96 kilohertz at least, or 386 kilohertz at least, and you will have the full music. Once you convert, what you will find, it consumes a lot of disk space, which digital sold that, okay, you can have MP3s and thousands of them on a phone with very little disk space, or on a CD. But that's all compressed music. Compressed music means not the real music. A normal human ear may not be able to distinguish. However, if you are a music lover, you will be able to distinguish, which I have been able to distinguish. So here we go. It's your choice. I love my vinyl. Thank you.